But he made the day go by quickly. We joked and talked about different things, and before you knew it, it was over. Troy Landry is famous for being the king of swamp territory on the TV show Swamp People. His work on the show and the exciting alligator hunts he went on have made him famous. With decades of experience, a close relationship with his family, and a commitment to protecting the Cajun way of life, Troy has won the hearts of fans all over the world. But behind the exciting adventures lies a touching part of his life that not many people know about. Even though Swamp People often makes him seem unbeatable, he has actually had a lot of personal problems. How did these problems start? Could this be the real reason Troy hasn't been on TV? Join us as we find out the heartbreaking story of Troy Landry, a beloved figure. From Swan People, let's talk about Troy's childhood and his role in Swamp People. He gives his family a lot of credit for his success, even though he is one of the best alligator hunters in the business. As the saying goes, an apple does not fall far from the tree. He learned lessons from his ancestors' alligator hunting experiences. He says he didn't choose this path, he was raised on it. As a child, Troy's family caught alligators for their meat. He was born in 1960 to Duffy and Marta Landry and Pierre Art in Louisiana. History of alligator hunting and related activities like crocodile hunting, shrimp catching, moss peddling, and lumberjacking. He grew up in the Akaha Basin, which is known for its large swamps and unique wildlife, and formed a strong bond with the bayou and the environment around him. During the years that he spent hunting with his father and grandparents, Troy's skills and years of experience as an alligator hunter are not surprising since his family has been in the business for 5 generations. Carrying on the family tradition was something that came naturally to Troy. He picked up the nuances of the business quickly from those who came before him. He quickly learned the skills and information that were necessary to be successful in the movie business. Troy stresses that alligator hunting is not just a fun activity, it's a way of life. It is a way of life for him, and he strongly believes in respecting nature and the animals he hunts. Before he became a full-time hunter, Troy spent a lot of time as a commercial fisherman navigating the waterways of the Alligator Basin. This experience honed his skills as a waterman and better prepared him for future challenges. His love of the sport eventually led him to become a seasoned professional alligator hunter. The launch of the reality TV show Swamp People in 2010 greatly increased his fame. The show about Troy Landry and his family gave viewers an exciting look into the world of alligator hunting and showed how close the Landry family is. People have been interested in Troy's move to TV for a long time. What led him to his dream job, luck, fate, or his previous work experience? His alligator hunting skills, which came from his upbringing, were a big part of getting him on the History Channel show Swamp People. The show gives viewers a unique look into the lives of alligator hunters in the swamps of Louisiana by focusing on their hunts and the problems they face. Since its premiere on August 27, 2010, the show has been able to keep viewers' attention for more than 2 years. SW People has been one of the most popular shows on the History Channel for more than 13 years. It has also been the basis for a number of spin-offs, including an arcade game called Shoot Me Angry Swamp. The alligator hunting season, which lasts for about 30 days, is the main focus of the show. In each episode, the hunters are followed as they go on their journey. Their boats set traps and have fierce fights with alligators along the way. They also have to deal with bad weather, dangerous animals, and constant pressure to catch enough alligators to support their families. Among fans, Troy Landry's name jumps out. Troy has become a legendary figure in alligator hunting, known for his bravery and charisma. His love of exploration and commitment to protecting Louisiana's bayou have made him a very well-known figure. Troy is one of the show's biggest stars, Having been in 107 episodes, his popularity has made him a household name. At first, Troy only saw the show as a way to make money, not realizing that it would become such a big hit. It became very famous very quickly, drawing more than 1 million viewers on the History Channel. There are many theories about why Troy chose to film the series in the Akafala Swan. Some say it might be because he has family ties to the area. However, the most likely reason is that Troy has a strong connection to Louisiana, the state where he was born and where he spent his early years. Devoted years to learning the tricks and knowledge that his family had learned there. Since he had spent so long mastering the skills needed to get through the swamp's challenges, it made sense for him to use it as the setting for the show before it even started. Troy went alligator hunting and studied the local wildlife in the Akala River drainage. Troy was amazed by how happy he and Bernita were as they proudly showed off their dream home. They had lived in a trailer for more than 30 years, and you could feel their excitement when they finally bought a house made of cypress wood. She had asked that every part of the house be made of wood, which made her dream of a place that was both rustic and elegant come true. Troy was especially happy that the house had 2 kitchens. As someone who likes to cook, he liked not having to feel confined in Bonita's kitchen when making meals. The separate room let him cook without worrying, and the house was designed to fit their 3 sons and their families, making it a great place for big gatherings. The couple was thrilled that their long-held dream had finally come true, and they loved the chance to entertain their family and friends in their brand-new big house. The first thing that happened in Troy's actual legacy was the building of The fact that Troy Landry has had so much success alligator hunting is without a doubt a big part of his rise to fame. On the other hand, there have been times when his hunting skills have left everyone speechless and marked the peak of his career. Are shown by the fact that he has caught alligators on the Bayou, including one that was 12 feet long and almost sank their boat. Troy, his cousin Holden, and his son Chase were in the swamp during the 9th season of Swamp People and were able to catch. During that same season, they caught a big alligator that was 12 feet long. Many times, their boat came dangerously close to sinking because of the weight of the alligators, Troy said. Despite the risks, he kept his cool and focused, and he was always thinking about the fastest way to solve the problem. It was during the 14th season that Troy and his helper Pickle made a major discovery when they caught a 12-foot alligator carrying a 7-foot-long snake. This amazing event was shown on TV, which brought attention to Troy's love of the alligator trade. In the 6th episode of the 14th season of Swamp People, viewers were amazed by the size of the animal, which left them with shocked looks on their faces. Not even the king of the swamp was surprised by what happened. At the same time, the cast had to figure out how to get the most alligator tags. By getting 350 alligator tags, Troy and his assistant made history by getting more than the number of alligator tags that. Among their many impressive feats, the fact that they were able to catch 82 alligators in one day shocked and amazed the crowds. Noah said that on a normal day, Troy would normally catch between 30 and 40 alligators, but this time he caught 110. Captured twice as many, but this record-breaking feat wasn't without consequences. The Swamp King was hurt, which is especially worrisome when you consider the risks that come with catching so many alligators. Luckily, a full medical exam showed that Troy had only sustained 1 injury, even though he had caught so many. An amazing 82 alligator with his net. One of the things that viewers love most about the show is the friendship between Troy and Picklewheat. Picklewheat looks up to Troy and uses him as a model. Together, they provide much-needed comedic relief when the drama is high. When they were having a hard time, something amazing happened. They laughed so hard at each other that their boat sank. The audience had a range of emotions at this moment, which was both scary and funny. If the crew hadn't been able to interact with each other while still keeping the show's reputation as a family-friendly show, the show might not have survived. After the fifth season, one reason Swamp People has been so successful is that they have adopted Cajun customs into their own society. There is a strong link between the Cajun and the American South. Because Louisiana culture and Louisiana bio stress the importance of family, respect for nature, and working together, the state has a long history of strong and enterprising people. This practice helped Troy and his crew during their alligator hunt. People like these ideas, which is one reason why the show is so popular. Troy's reign as king of swamp is based on real events, but he has stuck to some beliefs that have shaped his life. The Cajun, also known as Louisiana Acadians, are a French ethnic group that mostly lives in Louisiana and the states next to it along the Gulf Coast. Troy lives a typical Cajun life that has its roots in the Bay Area of Louisiana. Simply living, hard work, and a deep connection to the natural world are all very important to this culture. Troy's accent is easy to spot because it is a Cajun English dialect that is heavily influenced by Cajun French and is common in southern Louisiana. With their participation on the show, the cast can introduce more people to Cajun culture and food. In Cajun culture, alligator meat has a long and honorable history that goes back hundreds of years to when native people and early immigrants first met these reptiles. In the Bias marshes and swamps of North Louisiana, where life was getting harder for the settlers, they learned to make the most of every resource they could find. Hunting alligators for food became an absolute necessity. When you eat one, you're not just treating yourself to a treat. When you eat alligator meat at a restaurant, you are also experiencing a part of Cajun culture. The Landry family knows a lot about this tradition and has made it a part of their alligator hunting business. They have been enjoying the delicious taste of alligator meat for many years. For decades, the Cajun people have been known for their friendly and welcoming attitude. The Landry family proudly supports these values by cooking for the film crew while they were shooting Swamp People. Under the happiness of a successful business and a thriving culture lies a tragic event that would change Troy Landry's life forever. The sudden death of his beloved son caused him and his family unbearable pain. Loss had a huge effect on him and changed the way he saw life. It taught him how important family is and how to treasure every moment spent with them. Despite this, Troy was still in for more bad luck in the future. The relationship that Troy Landry has with the members of his crew. Troy's team members have been a huge source of comfort for him during the terrible things that have happened to him. It's not a surprise that the relationships between the cast members of the Swamp People get stronger with each new episode. Friendly banter and connections that feel more like family are becoming more common among coworkers as it gets harder to tell them apart. When the crew visits Troy Landry's house, he always treats them like his own children and makes sure they feel welcome. One of the main reasons for the show's huge and loyal fan base is the close relationship between the stars that forms because of how the crew does their job. Fans, both casual and professional, are. Their relationship with Pickleweed, who looks up to Troy as a guide, is one of the most memorable ones. The comedic relief that their conversations provide during the stressful times of alligator hunting is invaluable. There was a memorable occasion when their happy banter, dangerously close to flipping over their boat. The fact that it was both scary and funny makes it one of the most memorable parts of the show. The success of the show is directly related to how much love and friendship there is between the cast. Members of the team, it shouldn't be a surprise that Swamp People wouldn't have made it past the fifth season without this link. Both Troy and Pickle have noticed that alligators often go to the site outside of hunting season to lay out in the sun and find new food, places to explore unless the alligators become a problem. The crew is mostly unfazed by this, even though it might look crazy and scary to people who aren't familiar with the area. Their knowledge and confidence in handling situations like these makes people trust them. Troy has had his fair share of problems over the years, even though the program has been around for a long time. He has had some other hunting-related accidents, but luckily none of them have been bad enough to require a long break in production. Troy's amazing alligator hunting skills have earned him the nickname the Swamp Trump's Invincible and All-Powerful King. This nickname was given to him because of his phenomenal skills. There seems to be danger around him all the time, whether it's from nature or problems he didn't see coming. The success of Swamp People is also largely due to Troy's determination. Because of the close relationships between crew members, fans are eagerly anticipating how they will handle the unpredictable world of alligator hunting. What keeps viewers coming back for more is their ability to find a balance between professionalism and real connections. Despite this, there have been a few terrible events that have sent shockwaves through the fan base. Tragic event involving Troy Landry, a member of the Swamp People. Troy and a few of his crewmates have had a number of hunting-related accidents over the course of their lives. The good news is that nothing really important has caused an episode or season to linger in, keeping people in suspense for a long time. This could be because he is such a great alligator hunter. On the other hand, Troy always seems to have a target on his back. There are other problems that people have to deal with when nature isn't trying to get them. Swamp People had a tragic event at the beginning of the year that left many fans in shock. Rumors started to spread that Troy had died, and many people were trying to find out if the rumors were true. Unfortunately, the word spread quickly, and there were many goodbye messages that praised Troy's life and achievements before the family was told about it and called to confirm it. The rumor went around for a long time, and many people were relieved to hear that Troy was still alive, even though his health wasn't great and he was going through a. People rallied for the family to go with the 15th season of Swamp People because it was a hard time. Jacob spoke to his followers in a video, clearing up any confusion that may have existed about Troy's devastating diagnosis. He also confirmed that Troy had been diagnosed with prostate cancer and was now receiving treatment for it. Assuring everyone that Troy was getting stronger every day after his prostate surgery, he eased everyone's worries. He also said that he thought the club would be able to get back to winning ways in the next season. The video got a lot of attention. Many of Troy's fans talked about how to get better faster from prostate cancer and shared their own experiences with the disease. Christian fans were especially supportive, reminding Troy that God was on his side and that everything would work out in the end. Everything turned out well in the end. In May, Jacob Landry, Troy's son, posted an update on social media about his health. He said that the Landry family had been through laboratory tests to see if Troy was healthy. Everyone was relieved that he was doing well. Steady and quick progress toward recovery. There were a lot of questions about Troy's health right away, and they weren't without reason. Over the years, fans and crew had seen a lot of sudden and tragic deaths. In 2012, just 3 seasons into the show, the terrible news came out that Mitchell Gist had died. This was one of the first tragedies to happen. He had been working on his boat on the Bell River when he died of natural causes. He was only 48 years old when he died. One minute he was alive and the next he was gone, leaving them with no closure and no one to whom they could vent their grief or anger over his death. Sadly, just 2 years later, in 2014, the team had to report yet another tragic loss: Tyler Bruce's beloved dog, who was often called the swamp dog. The dog died of congestive heart disease, and the audience had a chance to see. People had a lot of respect for him, and he was very protective of the staff. The times he stepped up to protect the crew from alligators were remembered with great affection by the public, who liked them even more. Fans have shown a lot of love for Tyler ever since he died, and there hasn't been a dog that has been thought to be able to take his place on the show. Unfortunately, there was still another heartbreaking loss to grieve, even though some may have thought the squad had already been through enough heartaches and losses to last a lifetime. Fans of the band Swamp People will recognize the name Randy Edwards. Even though he died many years ago, his death still brings pain to the heart. Randy was only 35 years old when he died in a terrible car accident in September 2018. He was the son of Junior and Teresa Edwards. When Edwards fans heard he had died, they were devastated, and even now, many years later, they still miss him a lot. The good news for Troy is that he has not been doomed to such a fate. It's possible that the fans' response to the false rumor that led to the writing of his obituary was a reflection of how they were dealing with their own grief and trying to give him a proper burial. Farewell Troy is a well-known character that many people have been following for more than a decade, looking forward with great anticipation to the release of each new season. To our great relief, those rumors were completely false, and Troy is still very much alive. The return of Swamp People to the big screen is something that every true fan will enjoy. People were asking if the 15th season of Swamp People would continue when they heard that Troy had been diagnosed with cancer and was currently getting treatment for it. Cancer is not easy to recover from, and it can have a profound effect on a person's personality as well as their life goals. Because of this uncertainty, fans got into a heated argument, with some thinking that the show would be canceled. Thankfully, a trailer for the new season was shown on the History Channel and other media outlets, which ended the argument that had been going around the internet with the title Cruel. During the summer, the show made people excited about what was to come, especially the adventures Troy and his crew would have in the wetland of the United States of America. There was a lot of excitement about whether or not Jacob Landry would be able to beat Troy's record of 82 alligators caught in one day. The first episode of the new season finally came out on January 4th, and millions of fans sat down to watch it. They were looking forward to the exciting adventures that would happen in the swamp while all of this was going on. The Landry family was also working hard to make the most of the 30 days a year that were set aside for alligator hunting. After that, they turned their attention to other parts of their businesses. Later, the producers announced that there would be a spin-off. Fans have responded positively to this spin-off, which would be called Swamp Mystery and feature Troy and Jacob Landry as the main characters. Many of them can't wait for it to come out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please subscribe and share your favorite brave moment from Troy. Have fun in the next one.